Hello, friends. Welcome to HR Edge. It is a new channel created specifically for HR professional. Content will be aligned with the corporate topics. Hence, the content will be on the practical side rather than the bookish. In addition to helping HR professionals managing corporate assignments, the channel will serve as a guide in a wide range of HR issues. Now let's start our first topic on the HR metrics. The purpose of this video is to provide an overview of the HR metrics that are tracked in the HR business partner profile. So with the first metric will be the retention score. Retention score is popularly known as the attrition percentage or the attrition score of an organization. We calculate attrition percentage either on an annualized basis or on the monthly attrition basis. However, it is advisable to keep track of your attrition on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, as well as on an annualized basis. Attrition has been calculated on the number of people left the organization divided by average headcount for a particular period of time. Say, for example, if you are calculating attrition for a monthly particular month, then we will calculate attrition number of people left during that month, that is 1st to 30th or 31st, divided by average headcount of that month. How will we get the average headcount? It is the opening count plus closing count divided by 2. That's how we get the average headcount. Now, lower the attrition number, obviously the better is the attrition percentage, better is the retention. However, the attrition percentage varies from industry to industry. In some of the industries, maybe an annualized attrition of 25% is considered as a good attrition number. But in some of the industries, attrition percentage of 25% is considered as a bad attrition, is a very high attrition. So it varies from the industry to industry, every organization having their own sets of benchmark. Second one is the engagement score. Now, the engagement score is basically your employee satisfaction score. How will you get the employee satisfaction score? Employee satisfaction score, maybe we can get from an employee satisfaction survey. Now, that survey can be run on a monthly basis or maybe on a quarterly basis or maybe on the annual basis. It depends. Again, it varies from the organization to organization. You can pick a set of questionnaire on the surveys basically, and then people can answer those questions on anonymously, or maybe they can give their employee IDs as well as their names. However, that will be kept confidential. Otherwise, it's of no meaning. Satisfaction survey is of no meaning. If you can go back to the employees and said ki why you have given this rating, that rating, then will have no use. However, the questionnaire has to be very, very critical. You can define the questionnaire basis some themes also, or basis them what kind of information you want to take out from the employees. That HR business partners can decide. I will create a separate video on the employee satisfaction survey, how we can set the questionnaires, what kind of methodology we should use, what kind of metrics we should look at it in a separate video. However, in the engagement score, generally we get a score from each of the employees, and then we'll get a consolidated score for the entire business unit. How that score will be computed, how that score will be segregated, you can say, for example, if it's a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest and 1 being the lowest, then 1 to, if anybody scores in between 1 to 2.99, it's considered as a detractors. 3 to 3.99 is considered as a neutral, and above 4 and above is considered as a promoters. Basically, these people are your brand ambassadors. Obviously, higher the score, better is the effectiveness of the HR programs. Third metric is a very popular metric in industry. It is called top talent. It is called the top talent metrics. Top talent is, it's a basically subset of the attrition percentage. How many top talents? Top talent means people who are working very well, or maybe they have received a very good appraisal in the last 1 year, or maybe they are the champions, process champion, basically. So now how many people we have retained over a past 1 year? Say, for example, we have 100 people qualified as our, or classified as a top talent. Out of 100, say, for example, we have retained 90 people and 10 people have attrited. Then our top talent attrition score is 90%. So anything above 90% is considered as a good number, good metric for the HR business partners. The fourth one is the connect ratio. Now, the connect ratio is basically, this is again for an HR business partners, one of the major metric. Connect ratio is basically how many people you have connected over a period of time. Period of time, it can be a monthly basis, it can be on a quarterly basis, again, it can be on a yearly basis, and divided by how many, what is the head count of the span you are managing. Say, for example, if you are managing a span of 500 people, and out of 500 people in the last year, you have connected with, say, for example, 345 people, then your score will be somewhere around 69%. You can get a ratio also. You can get this metric on the ratio format also. However, it varies from industry to industry. In big organizations, at least touch base with an employee on a monthly, on a yearly basis is desirable. In smaller organizations, it may be a 3:1 ratio, of course. However, it varies from the organization to organization, how many HRs are there, what kind of connects they made, etc., etc. It varies on a multiple factors. The another one is the internal promotion. Now, internal promotion is basically the how many people you are being promoted internally inside the organization. So, if, for example, you have a 50 open number of positions in the last year, out of which you have promoted 35 people internally. So basically, this will number, higher the number, obviously, is the better. Generally, it depicts the promotion from within number. So if you are promoting high number of people internally, then your internal talent pool is very strong. Your succession management is extremely strong. That's how we interpret it. Another one is a learning score. Learning score is basically the number of unique learners in the learning programs are divided by total target headcount. Now, learning programs, we can define in the beginning of the year as a learning calendar. We can calendarize the entire learning programs for the organization, or maybe for the business unit you are managing, and then you can track this metric of number of unique learners in these programs. And you can measure it on as a predefined target. You can take a target, set up a target in the beginning of the year, and then you can monitor these metric. Average learning hours is basically the total number of learning hours divided by total number of employees. Total number of learning hours spent by an employee. Say, for example, 150 hours, or maybe the total learning hours spent is 600 hours in a particular year, divided by total number of employees, you will get the average learning hours per employee. So this is also a good metric. You can compare this metric on a month-on-month basis, on a quarter-on-quarter basis, and also on a year-on-year basis. And if you have taken a target of in the beginning of the year, financial year, then you can compare this target also. So these metrics, you can show this to the business units or to your leadership team, and you can have a very good idea where basically your stand is, how you are going, how you are managing your own shop. Succession metrics is a very important part of the HR professionals. How many people are ready to take the next position, and divided by the total number of positions. So again, this basically depicts the number of people who are absolutely ready for the next level. If they are not ready, if the number is very low, then you have to spend more time on your talent development piece, on the individual development program for those sets of people. Otherwise, if anybody attrited, then you will be in a big trouble. Then you have to hire somebody from the outside. Then again, there will be a learning curve, etc., etc. And if he or she is a senior level guy, then you'll face more kind of problems. So it is always advisable, it is always expected that you should have a talent pool ready, inside your talent pool ready, so that people will be satisfied. It will give them a kind of career path option for these kind of people. Talent pipeline is basically a number of people serving notice period. Now again, the lesser the number, it is the better. It is basically a number of people who are serving the notice period. EWS or early warning system, in some of the organizations, it is also known as the red, amber, and green. So basically, the how many number of people are in the red zone, or in the amber zone, or in the green zone. So it is expected that more and more number of people should be in the green zone. If you have a high number of people in the red zone or in the amber zone, then your attrition will be very high. Amber zone means people who are susceptible to attrition in next 30 to 45 days. So so the number should be less. So it is basically gives you an indication that where your attrition is trending, why the problem is, etc., etc. If you start connecting with the people in the red and the amber cases, then you will be able to know where is the problem. EWS conversion. Now, EWS conversion is a very interesting thing for the HR professionals. How many people you have converted? Generally, business ask this kind of questions to the HR business partners. Ki how many people you have converted from a red to green or maybe an amber to green? So higher the number, it denotes the HR effectiveness. So it is for the HR business partners a extremely critical metric. Another one is the cost savings. Now, cost savings is basically the some of the projects we run in the HR fraternity. I will create a separate video on the what are the HR projects we can run. Maybe it's a Six Sigma Black Belt kind of project, Green Belt kind of project, or maybe a process improvement project, where basically HR people can have an hard savings in terms of a rupee. So that is maybe there are direct savings or maybe there are indirect savings also. Indirect gains like the tax reduction, turnaround time reduction, attrition reduction, improvement in the satisfaction score, that may translate into some kind of savings that we have to calculate, that we have to show in our projects. So that is extremely important from an HR business partnering role, that we are savings so much of money in terms of either in terms of the attrition or in terms of some other things. It is extremely critical. This will add a lot of value to your profile rather than just going, spending time on the floor or maybe talking to the people, how you are basically giving a value to this profile, value to the what you are doing. That is extremely important. Bench reduction. Bench is basically as a very popular metric in IT and ITES industry. It's extremely critical. Less of the bench, it is better applicable in the IT and IT industries. Number of employees in bench divided by total number of employees. Diversity metrics is basically rather than a male female population, male female ratio, we should look at how many female population are in their leadership position. That is extremely important. It gives us a more perspective that how many female employees are there in the leadership position. Then we can have a pool of female employees, and then we can put those female employees in a succession kind of path, and then we can put them into the leadership role. So these are the very generalized metrics generally used in across the organization. However, it varies from industry to industry. There might be some more metrics in terms of the compensation also, what kind of payroll, what kind of cost you are incurred in your organization in terms of their salary, in terms of maybe the PF, how much PF you are contributing, ESIC. So there might be many things, many metrics we are basically capturing, but these are the metrics generally captured by the HR business partners. I will create some more videos on the talent acquisition piece. What are the metrics we followed in the recruitment? What are the metrics we followed in the shared service kind of profile? So stay tuned for this channel. And if you like this channel, please do subscribe. It's a new channel. If you like this video, please give us a like. If you have any questions, any doubts, you can comment, you can write a comment. I will definitely reply. If you like this video, then obviously you can share. Thank you very much. Thanks for the time.